feel really violated, really. That's the whole point.
In July, a stranger knocked on Trini and Enrique's door in Central California. Unbeknownst to the couple, the salesman signed both up with Graceful Care Hospice, entitling the provider to more than $200 every day, with the company billing Medicare $1.3 million for 109 patients on claims submitted by their physician, Dr. Stephen Pine, an 82-year-old OBGYN. They're patients of yours up in the Central Valley. We went and interviewed them yesterday. They were signed up for hospice by one of your employees.
A door-to-door salesman knocked on an elderly couple's door in California, promised them free stuff, walked away after secretly signing them up in hospice. The company billed Medicare $200 a day. Nobody got charged. No one lost their Medicaid enrollment. Gavin Newsom, the governor of the state where this happened, has absolutely nothing to say about it. Let's get into it.
Medicare gives every American about $35,000 for end-of-life care. Now, sometimes recruiters will sign people up for hospice without telling them, allowing that provider to charge the feds $200 a day whether there's care or not. But then, when you really are terminally ill, the account is empty.
Right there. That's the whole scam explained in 3 sentences. So let me slow it down because I want everyone to understand how wild this is and how we've been seeing this in Minnesota. We've seen this in Maine. We've seen this across the country in Washington. This is how it works, and it seems like it still is working to this day. Medicare set aside $35,000 per person for end-of-life care. That's a finite bucket, not infinite. It's not renewable. Once it's gone, it's gone. So when a recruiter secretly signs you up in hospice, that $200 a day starts draining your bucket immediately. Day 1, day 30, day 90, whether a single nurse shows up at your house or not, whether anyone picks up the phone or not. The billing is automatic. The care is optional, apparently. And the timing when you find out, that's where it gets really, really cruel. You don't find out until you need the care. You're already terminally ill, you call and they tell you why your benefits has been completely exhausted by a company that never provided a single service. So this is not a mistake, it's not a glitch, it's not some kind of billing error someone's going to fix on Monday morning. This is deliberate scamming strategy. Sign up as many warm bodies as possible, bill them all $200 a day and disappear before anybody notices, because that's fraud. That's the business model. And real quick, before we meet the couple this happened to, I need to talk about something directly connected to what you just heard. Because this story is about seniors getting exploited through Medicare, and it happens in ways that are illegal, like what you're about to see, but this also happens in ways that are completely legal. And almost nobody talks about that part. Medicare agents steering people into plans that pay the agent more, not plans that actually fit the person. It's a legal hustle, and most seniors don't even know it's happening to them. That's why I tell people about Chapter. Chapter is the only Medicare advisor that compares every plan nationwide. Their advisors are salaried, not commissioned, not pushing one plan over another. They look at your doctors, your prescriptions, your priorities, and find what actually works for you. Just last year, seniors who found new plans through Chapter saved an average of $1,100 on healthcare costs. And if you're already on the right plan, they'll tell you that too. No upsell, no runaround. I talked about Chapter last year, and a lot of you actually called. Linda reached out and told me after her call, Medicare finally made sense to her. That's what real help looks like. It's free, under 20 minutes. Check out the number 570-906-8018. Link will be in the description and the pinned comment below. Now let's get back into it.
In July, a stranger knocked on Trini and Enrique's door in Central California. He promised mattress pads, disposable briefs, and a new walker.
I just thought it was a program trying to help elderly people.
Unbeknownst to the couple, the salesman signed both up with Graceful Care Hospice, entitling the provider to more than $200 every day they stayed enrolled.
He never mentioned the name hospice.
So this man never mentioned the word hospice, not once. Sit with that. Hospice is end-of-life care. So if a stranger at your door told you that he was signing you up for some end-of-life care, you would probably close that door really, really fast, which is exactly why he didn't say it. That's the whole play. That's the scamming playbook right there. He led with the free stuff, mattress pads, disposable briefs, a walker, things that generally help elderly people in need. That's how you keep them nodding along, thinking that this is some kind of government assistance program, while he's signing up paperwork that hands their Medicaid benefit number to a company 200 miles away in Los Angeles. And you can see Enrique, he lost his leg in a construction accident. Trini just wants help for her husband. They were targeted because they were elderly, they're in need, and they were trusting. That's not a coincidence. That's the criteria for this kind of plan, this kind of play right here. That salesman knocked on the door, ran the play, and walked away. No charges, probably knocked on another door the next morning.
Graceful Care Hospice is located 200 miles away near Los Angeles. It enrolled a few dozen patients in 2023 and 4, but last year claims skyrocketed, with the company billing Medicare $1.3 million for 109 patients on claims submitted by their physician, Dr. Stephen Pine, an 82-year-old OBGYN. Did you ever speak to a doctor?
No.
So we have an 82-year-old OBGYN certifying hospice patients. Really? When I think about OBGYN, I'm thinking about pregnancy, childbirth, reproductive health. Actually, this is as far from end-of-life hospice medicine as you can get.
Dr. Pine, this is William Lajeunesse with Fox News. I reached Pine by phone. He initially claimed not to know Graceful Care, denied wrongdoing, and yet here's his name on Enrique's prescription. Ma'am, we have some questions about Trini and Enrique. That you signed up for hospice?
There's no Trini and Enrique here.
No, they're not here. They're patients of yours up in the Central Valley. We went and interviewed them yesterday. They were signed up for hospice by one of your employees.
And his name is on every single claim. Not a hospice specialist. He's an OBGYN, which I cannot stress enough. He initially told a reporter he didn't even know what Graceful Care was. But look at the growth pattern here, because this is how fraud scales. A few dozen patients back in 2023. It's unremarkable. You don't really notice it. But then suddenly there's 109 patients and it's $1.3 million in a single year. That's not a thriving small business. That is a recruiting operation that got turned up. There's a team of door-to-door salesmen fanning out across the Central Valley with a script and a clipboard and zero intention of actually providing real care. And this is what really bugs me. CMS, the agency that's supposed to oversee Medicare billing, didn't catch this in real time. A Fox News reporter caught it with public records, which means the data was just sitting there. The spike was visible and nobody inside the system even decided to pull the thread to investigate this. That's not Graceful Care's failure alone. This is a federal surveillance failure. And Gavin Newsom's California is where this is happening. Central Valley, his state, this is his seniors getting taken advantage of. We'll get to the full number in a second, and it is worse than you think.
Federal records show 17 hospices associated with Dr. Pine filed more than 3,000 claims for 900 patients, billing Medicare for $16 million.
Anything over 100 patients at a given time that you have responsibility for as a hospice physician should start to raise red flags.
17 different hospices using your NPI number last year to file 3,000 claims on behalf of 900 patients. Pine told me that can't be true and believes some hospices used his provider number without permission.
17 of these centers, 3,000 claims, 900 patients, $16 million. One doctor's NPI number, one provider identifier, used across 17 separate companies to justify $16 million in Medicare billing. I mean, that's not just a red flag, that's a whole parade of red flags going down Fifth Avenue. The expert in this report said 100 patients should have raised some red flags. Dr. Pine's number was attached to 900, 9 times the threshold where a professional in this field says, hey, you know what? Something is wrong here. 9 times. And nobody flagged it. Now, Dr. Pine says he didn't know. Says that some of these hospices may have used his provider number without his permission. All right. Let's say we'll give him that for a second. If that's true, that is now identity theft that was used to defraud Medicare of $16 million. That alone should have triggered an immediate federal investigation. His number should have been suspended pending review. Every claim under his NPI should have been frozen. Instead, he is still enrolled in Medicare. They're still in the books. This dude is still active in the system. This is a whole circus. This is a level of incompetence that just fits California. $16 million and 900 real people's end-of-life care gone. This is Gavin Newsom's California, a state that will fine you for probably using the wrong bag at Whole Foods, but apparently cannot flag a single doctor certifying 900 hospice patients across 17 companies. It's completely wild. Neither Dr. Pine nor Graceful Care has been disciplined or charged in this case, and both remain enrolled in Medicare. And that's the whole line right there. That's the whole story right there. $16 million, 900 patients, 17 hospice companies, an elderly couple in Central Valley that had their Medicaid benefit drained without ever once hearing the word hospice. A physician whose provider number was either used with his knowledge or stolen to run a $16 million operation, and nobody knows which because there haven't been a real investigation. Movers who showed up to clear out the graceful care office right around the time real questions were being asked. This is where we are right now. And after all this, there's no discipline, no accountability, no charges, still enrolled in Medicare. You know that tells every other operator running the same exact playbook. It tells them that the downside risk is maybe Fox News segment in a moving truck. That's it. You get to keep your Medicare enrollment, you keep your license, you keep it moving. This is systematic failure. This is not just one bad actor. This is not just one rogue recruiter. This is a system where fraud is easy, the money is automatic, and the consequences are basically non-existent. Until that math changes, different names going to be on the door. Same scheme, same victims. Trini said it herself. The way I see it, we were just taken in. And yeah, there were. And also the other 900 people whose names we'll probably never know. So where does this go from here? The CMS is now under Dr. Oz. He was literally in the Fox segment. He's aware of this happening. He's been going hard with Minnesota and California. And the question whether awareness turns into actual enforcement or this just becomes another story that gets acknowledged but then quietly gets buried under the next news cycle. And Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, the man who wants to be the president someday, this is happening in his state, his constituents getting door knocked by recruiters secretly enrolled in hospice and having their Medicare benefits drained. $16 million billed across 17 hospices. And you have nothing to say about this? No statement, no investigation announced, no nothing, just going on trying to find ways to make it seem like he is battling Trump. If Newsom can hold a press conference every time he wants to clap back at the federal government and Trump, he can find 5 minutes to address the Medicare hospice fraud happening to his constituents, his elderly Californians. But I guess that's not on brand, I guess. But look, this is a really serious ask. If you have a senior in your family on Medicare, please share this video. They need to know the word hospice should never come out of a stranger's mouth at your front door. You do not sign anything at the door. You call someone you trust first. And also, if you're watching this right now and you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button as we reach 200,000 subscribers. Appreciate all your support. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. Thank you for taking time to watch this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video.